What if every time you tried to solve a problem, it came back twice as bad? After killing the unkillable Nemean Lion, Hercules had proven the impossible could be done. The lion was supposed to have torn him apart, but instead, the hero returned wearing its invincible hide like armor. Now, Hercules was about to face his second labor, ordered by his arch-enemy, the coward king, to achieve immortality. For his second labor, the king chose a monster even more terrifying. He sent Hercules to the poisonous swamps of Lerna to face the multi-headed Hydra. This wasn't just a giant snake. This was a regenerating nightmare where every wound made it stronger. Cut off one head, and two would grow back in its place. Attack it, and you'd only multiply your enemies. What can you do when you strike one head and two come roaring back at you? Eurystheus smiled as he gave the command. Surely this time, Hercules would never return. But there was no challenge that could break Hercules' determination. The king still didn't realize who he was facing. Hercules wasn't a common man. Hercules accepted the task without hesitation. This time, he wouldn't be going alone. His nephew Iolaus, eager to help his legendary uncle, volunteered to drive the chariot to Lerna. No one expected the young man to become crucial to victory. He was just supposed to manage the horses and chariot. The journey took them south from Mycenae to the marshlands of Lerna, where the land sank into endless swamp and mire. This was one of the most dangerous places in all of Greece. The swamps of Lerna weren't just wetlands. They were a place where death itself seemed to live. The water was poisonous, tainted by the creature that had made its home there for years. Local farmers had learned to keep their livestock far away. Hunters who ventured too close would immediately retreat when they caught the scent of decay and venom carried on the wind. Everyone knew what lived in those dark waters. The multi-headed Hydra. This was a monster that had turned killing into an art form. Each of its multiple heads moved independently, striking like whips, spitting poison that could kill a man with a single drop. As Hercules and Iolaus approached the marshlands of Lerna, they could feel the danger in the air. This was a place where few dared to venture. Iolaus brought the chariot to a halt at the edge of the swampland. The courageous nephew decided to follow Hercules through the dangerous path. The air was thick with the stench of rotting vegetation and decay. They made their way toward the springs of Amymone, where the monster was known to make its lair. Finally, on a hill near the springs, Hercules spotted what he had come to find. There it was, the multi-headed Hydra. Hercules didn't hesitate. He fired flaming arrows into the creature's lair to force it out into the open. The Hydra emerged from its den, furious and ready to fight. Determined to end this beast, Hercules drew his sword and charged forward. With a powerful swing, he severed one of the massive heads completely. It dropped to the ground. Hercules thought he had found a way to kill the beast. But then the worst thing imaginable happened. From the wounded neck where the head had been, 2 new heads began to emerge, hissing and snapping with renewed fury. Hercules struck again, cutting off another head. 2 more appeared from the wound. The monster wasn't getting weaker. It was getting stronger. Every successful attack made his situation worse. The creature was becoming more dangerous with each strike. Hercules stepped back, breathing heavily, stunned by what he was witnessing. This was a problem that Hercules couldn't solve with strength alone. He needed a completely different approach. At that moment, Hera, still burning with hatred, sent another enemy into the fight. A massive crab crawled from the swamp and bit Hercules savagely on the foot, trying to cripple him while the Hydra attacked. Instinctively, Hercules stamped down with all his strength and crushed the crab beneath his heel. The beast was dead, but Hera's interference only made the battle more desperate. Yet, in her anger, she did not forget it. Later, to honor the creature's sacrifice, she placed it among the stars. The constellation Cancer, a reminder of her endless war against Hercules. Meanwhile, Iolaus had been watching the battle with growing concern. He could see his uncle was in serious trouble. That's when he spotted a grove of dead trees near the swamp. He quickly set the nearby wood ablaze and grabbed burning branches to help his uncle. As Iolaus rushed toward the battle with the burning brands, Hercules saw his nephew approaching with the fire and immediately understood. Of course, if cutting made the heads grow back, fire might seal the wounds. Working together, uncle and nephew developed a deadly rhythm. Hercules would strike with his sword, severing a head clean. Before the wound could begin to regenerate, Iolaus would press a burning branch against the stump, searing the flesh closed. The Hydra screamed in pain and fury, but the strategy worked. The burned wounds couldn't grow new heads. One by one, they eliminated the monster's heads. Cut and burn, strike and seal. The creature fought desperately, but it was no match for their teamwork. Finally, only one head remained, larger and more dangerous than the rest. This was the Hydra's immortal head, and no amount of fire could destroy it. But Hercules had an answer for that too. He drew his sword and cut off the immortal head with a single clean strike. To ensure it could never regenerate, he buried it beneath a massive rock, sealing it forever beneath the earth. The Hydra was dead. With the Hydra finally dead, Hercules had one more task to complete. He dipped each of his arrows directly into the Hydra's deadly venom. From this moment forward, every arrow in his quiver would carry death with just a scratch. This poison would prove crucial in future battles. The hero and his nephew made their way back to Mycenae, ready to report another impossible victory. But when Hercules announced his victory over the regenerating monster, Eurystheus did something that shocked everyone within earshot. He rejected it. "This labor doesn't count," the king shouted from the safety of the walls. "You didn't complete it alone. You got help from your nephew. You have to accomplish these tasks by yourself." The king's intention was clear. to break the hero's spirit with unfair rulings. But Hercules surprised everyone. He simply looked up at the coward king with calm dignity and said, "Then give me another task." Eurystheus hadn't expected that reaction. He was trying to get the opposite response from Hercules. He had expected fury and for the hero to lose his will to continue. "Very well," the king managed to say. "I will find you another challenge." The people of Mycenae who had gathered at the gates looked at Hercules with celebration and respect. They had witnessed not just a hero who could defeat monsters, but a man who could face injustice itself and remain unbroken. This wouldn't be the last time the king would cheat Hercules out of his earned freedom. But that's a story for another labor. Hercules had learned something important from this victory. Sometimes the greatest challenges require more than just strength. They require wisdom, strategy, and the help of people who believe in you. But more importantly, he had gained a weapon that would change everything. Every arrow he now carried was dipped in the Hydra's deadly venom, making him more dangerous than ever before. The coward king thought he was clever, rejecting labors on technicalities. But Hercules' resolve only grew stronger with each unfair trick. His path to immortality would not be stopped by petty games. Soon Copreus the herald would arrive with the third impossible task: to capture the sacred golden hind of Artemis, a mystical creature so elusive that it had never been caught. Have you ever faced a situation where, after accomplishing the almost impossible, someone took all the credit away from you? Tell us in the comments how you handled it, and if you want to see how Hercules hunted this mystical creature, don't forget to hit that notification bell, like, and subscribe. This legendary hero still has so many challenges ahead on his journey to immortality. The sacred hind is waiting, and trust me, you've never heard this story told like this before.